Delighted to say I'm joined by Robbie and Cecil from Aftv. How are the nerves, guys?
Yeah, I'm pretty nervous now. It's starting to get near kick-off time. I get very nervous, and this is a huge game for us. Well, I think we can do it. You know what I mean? I'm sort of feeling that, especially after I watched the games last night, and you saw two teams that, you know, before the second leg, everybody was saying that they're going to go out, PSG are going to go out, Dortmund are going to go out, and they both turned it around. So I think the team needs to look at that. You know, and remember, it's 2-2. You know what I mean? It's half-time. Obviously, they've got the advantage because they're at home. But we've got a great chance.
Cecil, Arsenal have been so impressive in 2024, but how do you think they will respond to maybe the setback of Sunday in Aston Villa?
Yeah, I think they're going to need to. Like you mentioned there, Aston Villa was for all of us Arsenal fans a bit of a disappointment, a massive disappointment. But they're going to need to respond. What a perfect way to do it, to beating Bayern hopefully and going through to the semi-finals. They're going to need to do it. You can see the boys that arrived here earlier yesterday, was on the pitch. You can see Mikel Arteta in the middle of them having having a conversation. So he knows how important it is. We know how important it is. It's a big chance to respond and hopefully, you know, get a win and we go into the semi-finals.
Do you fear a repeat of the last couple of seasons when it gets to this stage of a campaign? or should I put that another way, is there something a bit more about this Arsenal team? There's progress regardless when you think of the points tallies going up every season. They're getting to this stage of the competition now against Bayern Munich, competing in the first leg against a team like that. So is it progress every season?
Definitely, it's hard not to forget that, the 5-1s. Of course, listen, there's a bit of trauma there, but it is a different Arsenal side, completely different. And we have come a long way since those days as well. The team are not just obviously competing in the Champions League, but competing for the league title in the Premier League. So it is a different Arsenal team, and they have been great this season. I think we tend to forget at times how good Arsenal have been this season, and they're going to hopefully prove it tonight against Bayern Munich and hopefully get through. But of course, there's worries. We're fans. Of course, it's still in there, but listen, I hope they go through. Arsenal.
Robbie, what would coming out of this tie tonight as Champions League semi-finalists do for I guess the development of this team?
I'd be amazing. You know what I mean? I think what we'd also do for the rest of the Premier League season, it would give us that lift because, you know, fans are feeling it, and I guess the players probably as well, feeling a little bit down after what happened against Aston Villa. But like Cecil said, we've got to remember, that was the first game we lost in the Premier League this year. You know, we've won all the other games apart from the draw that we had against Man City, and that was away. So they've got to remember what they were doing, you know what I mean? And I think this is a different Arsenal team. I was there in the 5-1s and they were really bad. But this is a different Arsenal team that comes here, and they just got to believe in themselves. They just got to know and remember how good they are. Cut out the mistakes that we made in the first leg, because I thought we were playing good, but it was just errors that, you know, did us. And don't be too daunted by what they're going to face, because obviously, you know, we know Bayern Munich, they've got Champions League pedigree. They're in it every single year. They win leagues every year. They know how to get things done. But, you know, I just want the team to go out there and just remember how good they are and just play their game. Mikel Arteta, have your tactics. And I think we can win this. I really do.
Now, many years ago, Arsenal released a young kid called Harry, and this guy Harry went on to play for your biggest rivals and score a lot of goals against you, and then get a big move to Bayern Munich and has scored 39 goals this season. Any fears there? You know, that it is he that causes you most damage tonight?
He scores a lot of goals, but he don't win much. So maybe we can take art from that, you know what I mean? Because, you know, he's come over here, they haven't won the title. They won it 11 years straight, then he turned up. He turned up and they haven't won it, you know what I mean? So, listen, obviously, he's a massive threat. He's a great player. We have to admit it. He scores goals all the time against us. And he scored last week. I thought he was quite quiet last week, but he still ended up scoring, you know, a decisive goal for them. Should he even be playing in this game? You could argue, you know what I mean, the elbow. I'm still holding on to that, you know what I mean? I'm not too sure he should even be here, but he is. And, of course, he has to be fair. He's a top player.
We can do it.
But we just got to play our game. We've got to remove that and just go there and do our thing.
And what do you want to see Arteta do in terms of his maybe decisions on the left-hand side especially. What would you like to see approach-wise tonight? Is this going to be more similar to the Manchester City away game, or is it more?
Yeah, I believe so. I think we want to do what they did to us when they came to the Emirates. We had a full house of Arsenal fans. It's extremely loud, but they had a disciplined game. They held back, they defended well, and caught us on the counter. And I kind of want to see that from Arsenal. I know, we're not used to seeing that, but I've seen Arsenal change up their style of play, whether it's defend against City, like you mentioned, and get a draw, or smash teams 6-5, 4-0. But today I need a professional performance from Arsenal and Arteta. Keep the tactics right, keep it tight, and catch them on the break. They've got a lot of players missing as well through injury and suspension, key players. Kane is a worry, but if we stop him, I generally believe we can get the job done. But we have to be professional and resolute today.